Welcome, folks. This is Will, Kimac Vintage. Haven't been here for a while, but I am back. Today's Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. It is 10 o'clock here, a little bit, well, 2 minutes after 10. So I haven't done a couple streams recently because, as you all know, we had actually Hurricane Raphael pass pretty close to us, and although it didn't do much to actually Grand Cayman, it did do quite a bit of damage to the other two islands. But having an elderly mother here, and she's living in her own house and buttload of windows and everything, and she wanted me to put up the shutters and do a lot of other stuff. And during that process, putting them up and taking them down, and then putting them back away. I had a major injury to my back, and that kept me out and cold for a bit. Taking some actually muscle relaxers and painkillers makes me where I couldn't sit long or lay down or this or that, and just didn't feel like it, and was in actually La La Land for a bit. But um, it's doing a lot better, so I've come back now to do some actually streaming to keep my followers and those out there to see what I'm doing, and um, keeping you all entertained a little bit and show you all what I'm doing. Although I was out and cold and not able to do much, I I did. I did. Oh God! I mean, there were so much sales from the store and things that I had to get out. So luckily, I was able to build some things and from inventory I have get them out. A friend of mine helped me by taking them to the post office for me because I couldn't really drive. So yeah, so that went pretty well. But I need to. Some one of the items that sold out was the actually 16 megabyte ROMs. I don't have all the parts to build them, but I can get quite a lot done. And then when those parts arrive, they are on island with actually customs. So once customs clears them, then then um, I can I can get them and I can finish the item. So because what I'm missing is the voltage regulator, a 10 UF capacitor, and then the other little 220 nanofarad capacitors that are needed for the memory. All the other things I have. So we're going to put on the chips, the LED, um, the actually resistors, and also the AT tiny chip that goes on the back. So we will do some of that today, and let's see what we can get done. So let's go on to the scope where you can see better. Um, I really haven't done much in here, so let's see what we have. And oh man, my eyes are not used to looking at this for a while. So what we'll do is we'll put on the chips and a couple other little things that we can go ahead and do. I'm gonna turn on the soldering iron. Um, Now, I like these RAM chips because they're a bit different than the other type of RAM, and they're a bit easier to solder on. So as you can see, the legs are so much different and make it much nicer to solder. I'm gonna zoom in some for me to see better, y'all. So let me fix my view, and then I'll fix yours. So right now I have chips off to build 6 of these. So we'll see I mean, 6 right now, and then I do have another sim that will allow me to build 18 more. The ones the ones I built previously, they sold out extremely quick. I mean, I'm really surprised. I guess people are wanting some um, 16 meg Sims, and um, these work very well. So now, chat is there if you all wish to say something. I know. Okay, that one is on there. Let's see, which one is this? This is the 0 ohm. Okay, I can put this one on. Up here in this upper corner, a 0 ohm resistor goes there. It's just to bridge that FPM. So let's go ahead and put that one on there. Tweezer, tweezer. Okay. I have here a resistor and LEDs that need to go on. So let's see what we can put on there. The capacitor I don't have right now, so but we can put on everything else. I need to check one thing on the RAM that I have already. Okay, I know what I gotta do now. 180. The 180 resistor. I need to cut this and make it smaller. Uh-oh, too many fell out. It's alright. I can move this. I'll take it off for now, and then I'll use it on the next one. Two different value ones are used because I want to. The red light is very bright. So by using a higher value, I can reduce the brightness of it so it's not so overpowering. Right now I'm just getting the LEDs out. Oh, I did have to take my medication still this morning, but I did not take the the actually muscle relaxer. Okay, so what's left is the two caps to put on over here. So when I get them, I need to put a cap here, 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 and then the voltage regulator. That's it. So then I'll have everything else already done. All right, let's do the other memory chip. Now on boards to repair in that, I still have, um, I did do one board repair for Joop, who's the person in Netherlands that I had the other boards for. He asked me if I could save that last one, and I did. I did manage to save it. Um, what was really wrong with it really was just the memory sockets, because they were the old plastic type. So I swapped those out for the metal clip ones, and um, after that, the board fired up and started working. So really, the main issue was just the um, memory sockets. I did have two traces under one chip to fix it because he did have a botch wire on it, so I wanted to get rid of that botch wire and make it look nicer. So I was able to take off that 166 chip and find that underneath there were actually three traces that needed to be fixed. So I fixed those, and the board works. So he has one original board that has been reworked. Um, I need to recap that board. I forgot he wanted it capped. I need to recap it. Okay, anyway, so this one ready. Well, as far as I can get to it. So we'll go on to the next chip now. What I may do is I may just put on these memory chips, and then I'll do all the other small stuff later. So I did manage to get his board fixed. Um, oh, good. That is. Let me send a message to somebody here. Okay. I like these memory chips because they got the good legs. They're not like the PLCC type. They got the legs bent. And they're nice and easy to solder on. See, it's a very quick process here. I do gotta say though, if my medicine starts acting up and making me loopy, I may have to end the stream, but I hope not. I hope to be able to stay on for a bit. Sitting has been hurting me a bit, and that before, and I will have to go stand a little bit and then sit and then lay down and so no. Yeah, let's just go through the memory on each of these, and then I may bring out that board and replace the caps. I forgot I still need to do that for him. Unless I did it already and I can't remember. Maybe I did do it already. Like I said, the medication is a bit. Ugh. Now we have another hurricane that may be forming south of us again. Um, if it does form, they're saying it will form. It's got an 80% chance of forming. Just a bit south of us here, but it's gonna linger down there for a couple days, and then um, latest I've seen it was that it will go into the Central America coast there by actually Belize, cut across the Yucatan, and go north and east and into Florida. And we all know they don't need any more. But anywhere south of Fort Myers, Naples area. Last one I saw was like right over Key West, but I hope not because it could be devastating if they get a hard hit. It's already going to be a problem with actually insurance and all that. I mean, insurances for like catastrophic and hurricane, even here in Cayman, cost too much. I don't have it on my house. I don't have any. I don't have any actually insurance, not even fire. If anything happens, I can rebuild it. Don't worry. So, but anyway, all right. So that's two. Let's just keep on. Let's just keep on putting on memory. I have all these memory chips here, so I might as well put them on. Okay. These chips fit barely on here, but it still makes it a hell of a lot easier to solder compared to the PLCCs. Okay. tip was very dirty. Okay. Now these Sims are totally for the store. Like I said, I sold all out what was previously built. I recently listed one of my custom SE30 machines that I built with the whole case and everything. Was a nice unit because it had the case, the um, re, re, a reloaded logic board, uh, one of our 8 megabyte ROMs. So it has a modified ROM, um, 16 megs of RAM. The SE30 compact card is in there, dual speakers, fan. The SE30 compact card now has fan controls on it, so it monitors the temperature of the case inside. And depending on what it needs, it will turn on the fan and spin it at a certain speed of what is needed. Okay, so let's keep on going. That's 3 done. Well, that's 3 sets of chips put on. Attack one corner, come back and push down, attack the other corner. Okay, now I'll go here and start from here and work my way across. And I am seeing that they're soldering very well on the board. Uh, so, okay. Okay. I do see one thing I need to take off. I have a little solder ball here. Well, a little solder on this pad. I don't want to leave that on there. Alright, next one. Temperature dropped. Okay. side. All right, next one. Okay, when I see the solder go around the pin and on the pad, and I know it's on good. Some of these I do have to push in a little bit because the pins are a bit out. Okay, so that's all done. And what I like about these chips too is that they're the very actually low ones. They don't sit high off the board. Okay, next one. I think the title I gave my work today is kind of misleading. Didn't put any strong keyword in there. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay. Last two. I may go ahead and put on some of these other small little items, so at least I'm done with that. I mean, since I'm here already with all this mess. One of the things that have been selling very good is the 2SI power supply replacement boards, which, by the way, we have made that now as an actually self-build, self-order. You can go to our GitHub and you can download the Gerbers, and there's not much parts on that one. There's only an LED and two SU resistors and a transistor, um, and an ATX connector. There's really not much you need to put on that board. Um, but it's available to download now from our team GitHub page. So, hey there, Keith. How are you? Morning. I hope it's you. Um, I did see your picture you sent me of all those things. Wow, you all, you're gonna have your hands full for a while. I'm glad that you stopped in to say hi. You're also recovering from a little sickness. You're gonna be busy for a long time. Yes, I'm sure you are. But don't forget that you got a SE30 there to finish. Any update on that board, or are you holding that for a stream? Oh, you got it booting. Nice. So you willing to say what you found, what the problem was? Hold on, I'll look in a minute here. I'm gonna say a solder bridge somewhere. 8.5, how are you? No ADB for some reason. It's funny you say that. I mean, point 0.5, yeah, because I mean, usually I don't suffer from any back problems and that, and for some reason, I guess with age, I mean, I am 55 now. You found a bridge on the CPU? Wow. But your CPU is in a socket or is it directly on the board? Because oh, okay, on the FPU, yeah. I that the ones that bridge most often is the FPU, that small little PLC 20 there. That's by the actually video circuitry that handles CAS and RAS for RAM, and the two LS30s. Those are the ones that bridge the most because those have very bad pads and very bad stuff on it. But anyway, point 0.5. I mean, I had a lot of aluminum shutters to carry in and out, and these are long and big and heavy. And me trying to think I'm still 25 and young and can do pick up 10 of them at one time, found out that that's not the best option. So I ended up having to do quite a bit more trips and carry less. And I think that's what my problem was that caused my damage. So I went yesterday for a good deep tissue massage. That was so nice. So definitely worth doing that. Yeah, I'm not a young spring chicken anymore. Like I was used to be able to do a lot of that work. But the thing is that I gotta help my mom. I mean, she's 85, and actually she's not 85. She's 83. But my God, she acts like she's 85. But yeah, she's older and she can't do that work. I mean, since my father passed away 7 years ago now. But even him, I was helping because he was up in his age too. He passed away at 84. He was almost 85. So I was, but when I was helping him, I was younger. I mean, and I was still working. One thing I noted, man, I got to put myself into some better shape. I got to, since I'm not working, I'm not walking as much as I used to on the dock and in the container yard. I'm not as active going up and down, actually, machinery. Um, and busy with meetings and different things. I mean, all that walking helps. I mean, now I don't find myself walking so much. So I definitely got to do something about it. You don't lift heavy things anymore. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, but all right, shall we put these other little ones on there too? Yeah, I might as well since they're all right there in the middle anyway. So it's a very quick solder. I'm only gonna build these six, and then I'll go to that logic board, and I have to recap it because I don't think I did the caps. This is the 330. Okay, so this one comes. Like I said earlier, I don't have all the parts for me to finish these RAM, but let me just put all this stuff on the PCB and all right, let's solder these resistors and then we'll come back and then do the LEDs. But I find that my back pain is worse at night when I'm sleeping. I don't know why. I don't know why. Do you know why 0.5? Why when I'm laying down is when it bothers me the most. I'm just gonna do one side of them right now and then I'll come back and then do the other. These are 805s. I think my next ones I order are gonna be 605s. These are a little bit too big. But you see, this is what we use for the 4 megabyte RAM. You see, right now, sitting in this chair, I don't feel anything. But then again, I did take some meds. But this chair has some nice padding. This chair really feels nice and comfortable for me. Which one is this? these out. I didn't need to put this one on the board because I already have one out. But oh well. These things are 0.002 of a cent to buy. If I lose one. Okay, so all of those are on. For you, any movement? Yeah. No, well, I mean, I can move, but it's just at night is when it's really very uncomfortable. I mean, any movement, yeah, hurts, and I wake up and it could be very painful getting out of bed, but then once I'm up and standing and I start walking around, pain goes away. All right, let's throw on these LEDs. I gotta remember that the red goes with the 330. Oh, this is the blue. Yeah, that's the thing. Laying, coming out of bed is when I mean, like when I want to turn in bed, or like I want to rotate from sleeping from one side to the other, or from going from my back to a side. Oh, that's the worst. These things are so easy to solder on. It's just like a little speck of solder, not even a drop. It's all it takes to secure this to the board. And as the green edge goes inside the box, if you see here, there's like a box. This is the ground. That is the blue LED. That is with the 180 ohm resistor. This is the red that's got a 330. That's to make the red not so strong. Dim it down a little bit. Okay, that one should already be done. Yeah. Okay, so now I turn it and I hit all the other sides. Yeah, moving helps to keep it loose. The spasms come from tightness, muscle damage. Yeah, well, I have another appointment tomorrow with my doctor early, so I won't be doing an early stream tomorrow. Uh, but I'm gonna try to get back to my daily streams that I can. I gotta do some changes here. I mean, I have another friend and we're talking. Yeah, that's also retired, and he's talking about um, us going to the gym, not every day, but at least a couple days a week, and do some, even if it's just walking and that. Okay, so all those are on. I could do the AT tiny chip that's here in the back, but it's just the problem is that if I put that on now, then this is not gonna lay flat on my mat. It's gonna wobble, and I still got some things to solder on to the front here. What I am gonna do is clean this a little bit. So right now this is just alcohol and a toothbrush. Just trying to scrub some of that off, and I get one of my Kim Tech wipes. This board design is not our design. It's from an open source person that made the original board design. We added the actually blink ability. So we have revision 8.2. So yeah, so here's 6 of them that are ready. Well, they're not totally ready. I mean, like I said, I still gotta put on these 4 capacitors, this one, and the voltage regulator, because these go in a 5-volt machine, but these chips are actually 3.3 volts. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside because I want to get that board. I think, and I think I forgot to recap it, so I need to recap it. So I'm gonna clean this up. This is the stuff for the memory. Okay, so I do have 3 more sets of 6 to build. So 6, 12, 18, 24, because I do have memory here to make 18 more. And how you see, in a bin like this, I keep all of my projects, everything that belongs to a project together. So I'll put all these back in here. I got the 80 tiny chips. Sorry, I'm just checking something here. Okay, let me get that machine. Let me get that logic board. I think yeah, yeah. You see, I never recapped it. You know what though? I'm not gonna recap this one because the person that this board is for, he sent me the caps he wanted me to use because he wanted me to use those polymer black caps, not the tantalum. So with that, because he's asked me to take his other donor board that he sent me and actually transfer this to a new board, and with that with that I'll have to use the polymer caps for this machine. And with that, see, the other board already has, okay, this is the one I had to fix. All right, this is the one that I had to fix for him. So I had to fix some traces here. I replaced all of these. But you see, it already has tantalum caps, and it works. Okay, so I'm not wanting to go and replace them for nothing. But I'll check with him. I'll email him and find out. So what we'll do then is that I have this other transfer for him that he wants me to do. It wasn't planned, but he asked me if I could go ahead and do it. Um, Sorry, yeah, I had a bad back injury. Anyway, um, so he asked me to go ahead and transfer this board, even though it is missing some chips, and that he will put those on because he doesn't have everything for it. He doesn't have a CPU. Well, he didn't send it to me, so this board is short a lot of things. So it's short the Sony sound chips. Um, oh, this that SCSI chip looks rough. You want to see how rough that SCSI chip looks? Look at that. Ugh. Ugh. That really looks rough. That's a swim, and it looks rough too. Hmm. All right, let's try to get some of these off and see how bad they look. If these chips are damaged way too much, there's no point in doing the transfer. These are the four worst ones. I just want to see how bad the legs are. I mean, I can clean them up to a certain extent. I can run through the ultrasonic cleaner also, and that will help. You see from this, I don't know if that RTC can save, but I have replacement. Video ROM I can replace. All these I can replace. These are still good. These still look good. These over here look okay. Two of these are missing, but those are replaceable. Um, the 175s look a bit rough. These look okay. So yeah, quite a lot of these look a bit rough. The first one I took off was just SCSI. I don't think that's hot anymore. All right, let's go look at that one. That doesn't look bad, at least. You can put that in the ultrasonic cleaner, and a lot of that will come away. Here, the same thing. Alright, that one looks pretty good. Run that through the ultrasonic, it will clean. Same thing with this one. This one doesn't look too bad. That's just bridges down there, and that will clean up. That'll clean up. Don't look like I will have no actually corroded legs. All right, let me turn on that my smaller ultrasonic cleaner. Let that get up the temperature. Where did he send that to me? Here. Okay, so we can continue with taking some of these off. These are going to go in the ultrasonic cleaner, so let me just move those aside. And we can continue taking off some of these things that I can reuse. I'm going to reuse. Um, we'll see what we can reuse. This is the F240 chip. All right. None of these 258s here I'm going to reuse, but these resistor networks, yeah, because I'm very low on them. So this was a battery bomb board, and looks like it went through hell and back. I may have to replace that one. Now, I don't have an FPU for this board, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to socket it and put in one of mine. He does have FPUs, that way then he can just put that into the sockets. All right, 3 of these 253s I will reuse. All the other ones I'll put new. All right, take off these other two, all these other 3 PLCs. And we'll go see what else we can pop off. So Keith, if you're still here, you were saying that you had no ADB for some reason. What did you end up doing for that? Replacing the ADB chip, or It wasn't soldered on good or what? I don't know if you're still here in watching the stream or if you hear me, but I got the part of a bridge on the FPU, but that ADB one has me not sure what you. No, I actually have the stuff to make my own ADBs and the adapter board. I never tried it yet. I need to try it. Oh, you haven't had a chance to investigate it. Oh, you mean okay? So you have no mouse activity or something like actually that. All right, let's get this one off. Ooh, I can smell cap juice. Oof. Haven't had a chance to investigate it yet. Hopefully, get to it later this week. Yeah, no keyboard or mouse. No keyboard or mouse. Did you put this guy on there? And is it on correctly? Because without that, you won't get no mouse activity because everything flows through it. I'm trying to think what else could be with the ADB. Um, a bad chip, or maybe a leg is not connected good. Could be on the wrong way, or this guy is not on, and or that's just an inductor. I mean, really doesn't do anything. It just cleans up the signal. It just passes through some magnet coils in there. All right, I want to try to get some of these out, but I need to be careful here. I don't want to snap it. Those should come out without any problem. Why I put flux in there was to try to liquefy that old solder and that old gunk, try to loosen it up with some heat before I try to pry this chip out. Looks like something here melted, exploded. Smells awful. Ugh. Well, I didn't break any legs. Chip looks nasty. So now I did order my 15 2CI boards also, so I will have I'll have 15 of those boards coming in, but like 7 of them are already reserved for transfers that people want me to do for them. So those boards are a lot bigger. I only bought 15 of them, and they already have the bird seat on them. But I tell you, those boards came out expensive. Um, Built, shipped, landed here in Cayman. You're looking at almost $70 a board. So they're not they're up there on the price tag. So that's about $50 more than the SE30 boards that I get. So that's why I had to increase the price of my reloaded service on those boards by $50. So those boards will cost 225 for me to do a transfer. Um, but yeah, again, it will come with new RAM socket, ROM socket. Um, the new bus sockets are all new that I have. I was able to get new ones at a good price. A new cache socket. So a lot of stuff will be new on it. So it'll be nice to do those 2CI boards. It's a nice board to work on. It gives you a lot of room, a lot of space. Soldering is easy on it. I have one more here, and I have a board for Jake that I may actually reload onto it. Okay. All right, I think that's the last. I'm not gonna take these out because these here, as soon as I put heat on them, they will fall apart. These other things I'll get out later. On the back here, I gotta get off, and they look very good there on the back. So let's put away the heat. Let's see anything new in the chat. No, I'm still trying to think what it could be, Keith. I mean, it's check your fuse that's here. Make sure that's good because that supplies to the ADB. Um, Better said that that's where the 5 volts go out the port here and so forth. So um, this guy here on yours and the chip itself. I don't know if that Q3 is part has anything to do with that. Let me see. I think I still have the schematic open here. Yeah, ADB. Yeah, check that. Check and make sure that your Q3 is good. Fuse there. Nice. What surprise. 5 volts comes in. Check the fuse. Check your transistor that's there. This Q3. Because that provides power to both of them. So anyway, all right, let's put this board down and let's see how bad this RTC chip looks. This one really needs a good cleaning too. It's hard for you to see, but let's see if we can clean that up. Because it's gonna get hot, I gotta hold it with my tweezers. I'm gonna fix your focus in a second here. So you see a little bit of heat and flux can really clean things up good. You can see all that gunk that came off. I'm trying to clean this so I can throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner at the same time that I put in those other PLCs. Yes, Thomas. Chip is nasty. But we'll get it clean, don't worry. And look at all that gunk. I see the gunk, guys. Look at that. Ugh. Oh, you have your two PSI boards, okay? The other parts came in too for you already. For me, as soon as I put those things out, they actually sell out. But we have a new version of that we're working on. Matter of fact, I already ordered the boards for the new version. Um, we did quite a bit different. Gonna be a much nicer thing, and it comes fully assembled. No, they're not old yet. I mean, um, it's gonna be a while before the next one is available. I mean, I have 5 on the way as a prototype board to test and to work with, so it'll still be a while. Matter of fact, what we've done is to make it easier. So we made it easier to assemble. We added some safety things in there. We added an actually fuse in line. We've made it where um, the monitor port can also be used, and it turns on and off. So we've done some nice things to it. So yeah, that chip needs to go in the ultrasonic cleaner also. So I wouldn't say that your boards are old. I still have about 20 of those boards too that I'm waiting on my um, standoffs to actually arrive so I can start putting them together. And I have everything else, but I just don't have those freaking plastic standoffs that I ship with them. So, okay, so we're gonna start off on this board now. Um, let's hope so. First one we have is this F240 here. getting some messages. Let me see what's here. Um, all right, so let's look at some of these chips that we took off because I want to check them before I put them on. This is the F240. I want to see how well it looks. Looks okay. All that will clean up as I solder it on there. Okay. I ordered I ordered what was it, 25 of those boards, Thomas, and like 15 of them already gone, and I got 10 left or so that I'm waiting for the standoffs to arrive. But boy, I tell you, I've had sales all over the world. Um, Spain, France, Italy, Slovakia, one of those countries over there. I had to send two of them to. Um, a couple Japan, a lot of actually Australia. I had one person came and bought, I think four. So many to actually Europe that I mean, Joachim is gonna have them stocked in actually Sweden to send to Europe himself instead of me having to send them from actually Cayman. Okay, so next one is the resistor pack. What you gotta market, Thomas, is that you do it as a complete unit, meaning that they send you their power supply because there are people that don't buy it because they're not capable of rebuilding it. So I think that's what you need to offer. And yeah, I mean, if your price is higher for the board than mine, then I mean, yeah, you're not gonna. They're gonna. So, and I mean, pretty soon too. I mean, well, if people come to me, I'll send them your way. I mean, I am almost out, so I only have like 10 left. So um, I'll do a tweet and a blue sky and post on my coffee that if I don't have them in stock, I mean, to U.S. people can go to you. I do. Which boards you mean? The actually the actually power supply boards, Thomas. Yeah, I do get those ready made. The only thing that's not on it is the 4401 and the ATX connector. Okay, I mean that's how I get the boards. Oh, the SE30. It already has all of the birdseed on it. I mean, it already has all of that on. So I only populate one SE side. I don't populate both sides. They're pre-done. That would increase the cost tremendously. Yeah, nylon stands, standoffs. I mean, I've been buying those off of Amazon. Um, they are here on island, but they're with customs. Yeah, well, you you can do a run with ICs. It just costs a lot more for them to go and flip the board and solder the things on the other side also. And it's not all these ICs that you can get the same value still. But anyway, you can, yes. But I just opt not to because that increases your cost and the cost to the people. So I'll rather move the stuff from their board, except the birdseed. The birdseed, I just don't want to do birdseed. So that's why I don't get them pre-populated on both sides. Boy, I hate to see what JLC costs or PCBOA charges for that. My back is starting to hurt. Might be sitting a little bit too long. Yeah, when you order that many of them, yeah. Um, but it's I still rather move the stuff from the donor board from the person and save them on that. I was able to buy another large stash of SE30s. Well, not SE30, but 30 pin SIM sockets, but they were a lot more pricier. They weren't $10 a piece, but they were still up there. So that'll give me a little bit more time to continue using them. One, two, three, here. Let's see how this looks. Ugh, ugh, ugh. That one I want to try to clean. So I want to clean before I put it on. I don't know. I hear you about the stencil and hot plated and all that, but I really enjoy the actually soldering work. It's to me it is relaxing, and I like doing it manually. I don't really use a wire brush on it. I'll do it like this, and then I'll use just a my toothbrushes here over here are the firm ones. I've had too many with these where the legs are so delicate that they break. So see, nice and clean. You see, like that leg is a bit weak. See, come out nice and clean. Now we can put that one on. Let's see how the one next to it looks. This one is not so bad. This one I can clean as I solder it. Oh, let's give this one just a light clean. Now these here, these actually 22 ohms you can still buy. The actually 220 you can, but you can use a 200, or is it the other way around? You can't get 220, well the 200, but you can use a 220. Um, the actually 1000 you can still buy for now, I think. But um, these are a bit different though. These three right here, the two 1000s and the 200 or 220, they don't go across. Okay, these are either pull up or pull down ones. They're I think that the 220 is a pull down, the other two are pull ups. Okay, this one is clean too. The other one, this is the 1000, that's okay. Alright, let's bring the board back and put these on. Yeah, Yeah, one day I guess we'll need them, but it's one, two, three right here. All right, this one goes here. Goes there. The LS30. What we need to get, Thomas, are the 26 LS30s for the serial. Those are failing, and you can there are no new ones. Probably old stock. So, well, I can tell you, Thomas, I've had it where this one here is a pull up. Where is it? I mean, um, this resist this network right here. This is the 1K, and reset line is on that. I've had the reset pin fail on here, cause the whole machine not to actually restart. Replaced it and it worked. So I think it was pin 3 and 4 on here were messed up. It wasn't working right. It didn't go up to the 1K. It went too low, and it wasn't pulling it up high enough, and nothing would work on the board. So since then, one of my first things I check is always resistor packs. They've been my number one source of a headache. More than solder bridges or traces. The 26 LS30s are on the serial side, yes. They're they're the two 20 pin PLC sockets, PLCC chips, and the 175 chips. Those two are problem chips. They always give me trouble. I've had more 75 175 fails than I had the 26 LS30s. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. Okay, we can now put on these other. Let's go put on these little suckers here. Yeah, data lines on the RAM can be. Oh, um, that one that I just finished fixing. I just finished replacing those RAM sockets for the same person that actually this board is for. I guess while taking off the second set of four, I damaged two SE traces. It took me a while to find them, but I did find them and fix them, and then the board worked. So it's so easy when you're replacing the sockets to damage. And I tell you, replacing those RAM sockets, I mean, remember, that's 30 pins per each sim. So, okay, so you're talking 30, 60, 90, 120, 240 pins that you gotta go solder suck on and carefully take out, clean, inspect, and put back. That's why I don't like replacing the sockets too often. I'd rather do a full SE reload. But then I know that they're getting a good board. I mean, corrosion is going to continue on the board. No, well, this was internal trace. It's not one that you could easily see. I did use the scope and everything, um, but it wasn't until toning it out that I found it. It's not something that you could have easily seen because I already had the new sockets put on. So from the top, I couldn't see it. So it was not something so simple to actually find. Oh, oscilloscope. So yeah, well, I just toned it out. I just followed all of my traces, well, all of the data lines and that, and I found it. I knew it had to be with a second bank because if I didn't put sims in there, the machine worked fine. It was just when I put them in, it would give me fault. So that narrowed it down. Then I could go find it. I'm getting not that many of these small chips left to put on that I took off. Then I gotta put on the new ones. Then a message to tell me my package been delivered in the States. Alright, so we're here now. Need the 393, the 166, and another 253. Oh, let me finish these other little things here. A few other things here that I took off. I don't have too much faith in these two 175 chips being good. Retro Techie, hey. Well, is it fixed yet? I can't tell you. I'm busy moving the stuff over. That's what I can tell you that I'm doing. What package is this? From Fort Worth. Oh, I did order some more things from Mauser, yeah. Okay, so we can do these two. Yeah, I try to do good work, Retro. Try to do it thorough and the best I can. Gotta be doing something right. I mean, I already done over 50 of these reloaded boards. And a lot of repeat customers. Like this one for that person in actually over in actually Netherlands. This is his fifth board from this batch, and he sent me boards before. So for him in total, I think I've done like 10 boards. And now with the two CI coming online, that's gonna be nice. Okay, I got one little small little diode left to put on here. We'll put a transistor here. Okay, so that's everything that I can put on. Yes, yes, Retrotech reloaded. I've done over 50 of the SE30 reloaded now. I've got the 2CI on the way. I've done one of those already, which is on the way to its owner in actually Tasmania. So let's see what chips here I need. I need a 166. Nope, not a 240. Not 258s. 393. Yes, I need two of those. Unless they're, nope, I don't need that one. 175s, no. 253s, where are they? 166, I guess I can pull it out of this one. 166, I don't need this one. Alright, I'm just pulling out the chips that I need right now. 393s I need. 258s. I need three fuses. I can use those three. 175, 30, 240. Oh, okay, yeah, those are okay. I was wondering what that package was that was on the way. I didn't cost to effort. Is it worth it to you? Oh, retrotech, like I've always said. I mean, the price I'm charging for the amount of work and what it is, no, because I'm charging very low because it's to keep people, it's to keep people wanting to get their boards fixed, okay, and to save those bomb boards. If I don't do it low, then they're just gonna trash them, and then they're not gonna get their machine, and we lose some very good machines and very good actually parts. So that's why, and like I've always said, I'm not doing this as a business. I'm not doing this as an income. Um, so for me, this is as long as I recover my cost, okay, and I make a little bit, I'm okay with it. I don't need to make a lot because like I've always said, this is not a business for me. This is a hobby. This is to help others. Um, so that's what I do this for. I don't do it. I don't do it to for me to live. See, and by doing it this way, others then also benefit of getting a nice board that works and it's in good shape. exactly, Thomas. I mean, that's. I'm just trying to help people. I mean, some of the most memorable moments I've had is like when an actually grandfather sent me a board and I reloaded it for him and I sent it back to him, and they live out in the Midwest on a farm, and he sent me back an actually email and saying how happy he is to be able to share his knowledge and his usage on these old Macintoshes with his actually grandchildren when they come to visit him, and how it's become a reason for the grandkids to come and visit him because they want to play with him on these old machines and the games. And having an email like actually that, where the work I did has now given him that benefit, is very much worth it to me. Um, and happy that I was able to do it for him at a price that was doable. Because if people don't fix them and they go and hunt for a board, they're gonna want to try to find a board on eBay or something, and they're gonna pay a lot more for it. But then what they're gonna do with the old board? Are they gonna dump it? Well, to me, there's a lot of good stuff on that old board. So I would rather fix the board and give someone else a lot of joy out of it. And that's why I keep them low. I mean, if I don't, people are gonna dump them. People are, and I don't want that. 253s. There's my 253s that I was looking for. At the same time, I need this crystal also. Okay. So that's the purpose of it. That's the when when I get a message like actually that from a grandfather of how much joy I bring to him for him to have that ability, is very much worth it to me. So I have my 166 there. I have my 253s here. All right, Retro. I mean, Retro Techie, I know you probably left already, but thank you for stopping in. I know you're on your lunch break. Speaking of lunch, I am getting hungry too. And I've had quite a few messages like actually that come back to me saying how pleased the person is, how happy they are that they get to share their joy of their era, that time, with their grandkids. That's 258. Okay, this is the 393s. These are all new. I need some drink. So in short, yeah, a lot of my stuff is done at cost or a little bit above, and it's done to benefit the collector or the daily community. At this point in my life, I don't want to do a business. I don't want to run it, have to think of it, and I have to be tied down to it. Because now, whenever I want to go somewhere, I buy my ticket and I go. I don't have to ask permission if I can have vacation time or this or that. No one can tell me when I need to be back, and I don't want to be tied down to. I don't want to be tied down to a business. I'm fortunate enough to be financially stable. Right now, instead of me working, my money is working for me, and that's how I survive. That's how it makes it easy. All right, so we got these six 258s to put on. That's my ultrasonic clean hot enough yet? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna throw these chips in there. Let's get these 258s on. One, two, three, four, five, six. Where did you go? I dropped the peg. I need to close this up. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I didn't know how long the sound was gone. That one microphone died. I need to charge it up. Sorry, I didn't see it earlier. I don't know how long it was down for, but so Martin, you weren't here earlier to hear what was all going on, but when the last hurricane was coming here, I did a lot of work over at my mother's house, and I injured my back real bad. So I was on some painkillers and muscle relaxers and that, and that's why I haven't really streamed anything. I was very loopy, and I couldn't sit long in a chair. I spent more time in my actually reclining chair, though I had my Apple TV there and things there. But I'm getting better now, and gonna try to resume my work here. All right, glue is on. Don't think I had any problems with it. I just want to make sure I don't have any bridges. Nope. Okay. Let's do this other little PLCC right next to it. This one is one of those that is difficult to put on. I did manage to finally buy sockets for this, but they're not here yet, so I'm gonna solder it on the board now. Normally, I like to socket these because they're so small and so difficult. But I do it like this: I move it off, I put down the solder, and then I slide it back until it's in place. Okay, so now it's on there like that. But Martin, I did get my boards ordered. I did get the two CI reloaded boards ordered, so those are on the way. Matter of fact, they just shipped from China, and they're going to the Florida house because I'll be up there later on, sometime this month or next month. I don't know yet when. I'm getting hungry too. I'm getting. So okay, so we have, where else are we at now? Which ones can I do? I can do the two Vias and the ADB, and those are the only other PLCs I have ready right now. So let's start with the Vias. All the others are in the ultrasonic cleaner. Let's see how the chip looks. Doable. All that will clean up when I heat it up. Um, Hold on, I gotta send a message here. All right, ultrasonic. I hear it finished, but I'll let them sit in there a little bit longer. All right. Heat up the flux so I can see through it. Everything lined up good. Okay. Okay. Where are you? There you are. I couldn't find the chip. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, one is on. Any bridges? No, 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 no. All right, next one. Olivia. Okay, you're sending your board to me this week. Okay, great. Yeah, give it time to arrive to Florida. I don't have a set date yet that I'm flying up, so I don't know if I want to be there for Thanksgiving or not. I don't know yet. Okay. Two sides. Three sides. No bridges. Four sides. Alright, now let's... Okay, now comes the ADB. I'm not gonna get this board to where I will be turning it on this stream session. Why? Because I'm getting hungry. I gotta take my medicine, so I gotta eat also. And it's already 12:34 here. Two, three, okay, so all of those are on that I can do right now. What else can I do right now? Let's see what I have here that I can put on. Kids are driving you insane. Oh, Martin, I know especially how that goes because I have one too. That's you know the issue. But at least he's already 22 and he's not here. He lives in the States. But yes, I went through that with him. So we're gonna put on this little crystal here that I can go ahead and put on. Sloopy, hi, how are you? Good to see you too. Okay. I'm just going through my goodie bag here of things that I brought up that I know I need to put on that I can go ahead and put on. I got these three fuses I can put on. getting there. The board coming along. I do have a FPU socket I need to put on because let's cut these off. All right, what else is here that I can put on? Let's see which one of these I've been using. There you go, there you are. I got these two diodes up here I need to put on. I, okay. That away. Let's solder these on. All right, now let's see what crystal I have. The one that I can put there. I'm just trying to do everything else that I can do, and then later on I'll do those other PLCs. I can do CPU sockets. Yeah, let's get the CPU socket put in there. to get one corner in and aligned. Okay, on your view. Now let's start soldering. Oh boy, lots of pins. I bought some more of these sockets also. I saw that my supplier was running low. I loaded up on some more. I think after this I will probably end because I do need to go cook and eat something. And I need to take out those chips and rinse them out in alcohol and then put them out in the sun to dry a little bit before I solder them on the board. So anyway, we may have another hurricane, like I said earlier, on our doorstep, although the latest track shows it better for us, going more towards the Yucatan Peninsula of Central America. Belize and Mexico will feel it for sure. Honduras, the northern coast there, Mosquito Coast will feel it. We may get something out of it. What sucks is that it's gonna sit there and linger for like 3 days before it starts moving. 3 days are gonna be like stationary, getting stronger, stronger, stronger. Okay, CPU socket is on. Um, I don't feel like taking off that crystal right now, so I'm gonna put on a new one, the main one. I do have new ones of these, even though they're hard to get. So we'll go ahead and put that in. that's barely soldered in there. All right, what else can I put on? I'm not gonna do any of the sockets right now. I got those chips to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna take care of most of these chips. So, folks, here's where I am with this board. Um, I do have a lot of the other stuff here already that I need to put on, but that goes on later. I do have a lot of these already off also. So a lot of the stuff is already here for me to put on the board. I have a spare CPU here that I can use. I have 3 of the Bourne filters there, RTCs. So I come back later on. I need to put on these other PLCs. These I don't have right now, but I can run it without them. I just can't connect the tech step in that. So I'll connect these 4, and then we'll go on from there and with the sockets and the capacitors and everything else as needed for RAM, the ROM, and see if we can get this to boot. So I know how long have I been on? Oh my God, almost 3 hours. Wow. Um, yeah, it is time for lunch, guys. I'm sorry for those that might have just come in, but I am hungry. I need to eat because I need to take my medicine too, and um, yeah, I'll be back. But I'm gonna go make some lunch, eat that. I may be back in the afternoon, continue another stream, and work some more on this. I want to try to get it done. Um, I have parts that are arriving that's going to keep me busy for a bit for me to get some things built and get them out. Um, so we will go on from there. So those of you, thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all being here. Give me a thumbs up if you can, and be sure to look out for the next video. It might be this afternoon. I might come back and do some more things this afternoon and try to get this board finished and power up. There's really not too much left. When you really look at it, I mean, it's not going to take maybe an hour's worth of work, um, where I can get it to where I can power it up and see. So we will see what we do with this board. But yeah, thanks for watching, y'all, and be sure to look out for the next one. If you're not subbed, please sub and hit the bell too, so that you get notified when I've got something new coming up. So again, thank you for watching, y'all, and we'll see you.